If you want to find out what transition is, don't just talk to me, go and talk to everybody. I mean, everybody's, open to talk to you about it. That's how I really found out about transition, talking to people.
Transition is really a very simple and old answer to an ongoing question. The question is, how can we best live in a way that is sustainable?
It's a community-led response to some of the greatest challenges of our time. Climate change, fossil fuel depletion, and even the economic crisis.
It's another way to organise society and production and consumption and dealing with waste.
In terms of climate change, literally our people have been talking about these experiences for a very long time.
Village of young leaders, and we've done a lot of trial and error.
Just realize yourself as part of a greater whole. And maybe the world will do whatever works for them, but we have tried to be a model community here.
We're a transition town, and we have a family moving in from New York to our transition town, which is based around Juneau in Alaska.
So like the community gets together, they have to use teamwork to be self-sustainable. I just learned today actually that sometimes they don't even use real currency. Like Native Americans would use like shells and stuff as currency. So I was thinking a big problem with transition towns will be if they want to leave their town, they're kind of worthless in the rest of the world because you can't use shells to buy food in a city.
For the transition town, so we're coming up with ways of how this town's going to function, with their water supply, where they're going to get their water, how they're going to recycle it.
And then just creating a script around who's going to say what questions come up based on the different characters, what problems they would have with it.
Solar is going to be a big factor for us because during the summer, Alaska gets up to 18 hours a day of sunlight, but then we're also trying to figure out the issue of the winter when they have only 4 hours or 6 hours of sunlight a day.
We're basically trying to handle all the waste in the transition towns based on kind of like a model in which we first try to reduce the amount of waste that we create, and then what we aren't able to reduce we try to reuse, and then we try to find ways to kind of export it ecologically.
A safe way to recycle e-waste is by reducing, reusing, and then recycling at appropriate operating plants.
It's been a very difficult process for us. Nobody should go into this with any kind of illusions about the amount of effort, the amount of commitment, and the amount of time that it takes.